2 minutes for high stick.
About a 5-minute game misconduct for roughing, pal.
So what'll it be, Master?
You're gonna grant me any 3 wishes I want, right?
Almost.
It feels like we've had a severe lack of new IPs that actually stick. This remake, reboot, remaster, reimagine, sequel, prequel slop has got to be stopped, people. We got to do something about this. Now listen, when I was little, I watched The Fast and the Furious so many times on DVD that I burnt a ring in the back of it. It was probably the best day of my mother's life. However, I'm just trying to make the point that I love that movie and I love the franchise. We don't need 10 of these. Can we let Paul Walker rest, please? And I know we do not need 7 Black Ops titles. The first 3 were already perfect. The Star Wars franchise is honestly scaring me at this point. Disney has... Don't even get me started on Disney, okay? Just look at all the numbers on these box office leaderboards. It doesn't feel like there's a single new IP in sight. And I hate to say it, but even Pokemon and Zelda are just getting closer and closer to losing me at this point. Now, before you get upset at me in the comments about, oh, you just aren't looking for new content. First of all, I am. I'm always looking for new content. Second of all, I explain more about my thoughts on the new things coming out, and I give an argument for both sides later in the video. So at least watch the whole video before you type some bullshit in the comments, talking some shit about me being fucking ignorant. Anyway. Alright, now before we get any farther, I'm going to be saying IP a lot. That just means intellectual property. If you don't know what that means, fucking look it up. I don't know. Fine, I'll show it here. You can pause the fucking video. I'm going on. You might ask, what's killing new IPs? I'll tell you what it is. It's the fucking character designs. We need more fucking silly guys. Character design. Music that isn't copyrighted. I'm talking about games like Jak and Daxter, like Jak 2's design, come on. Ratchet and Clank, Boss, Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day, oh, Samus, Sackboy, Kirby. I really like Kirby. I think we need something new that like this. We need something new. Maybe all we're missing is cartoon animal characters that are dripped out. Maybe we just haven't had that enough. Games like Tekken, like Jin, Yoshimitsu, Hwoarang, King. Take a character design like Lily from Tekken 5 and compare it to like their new characters like Reina. What is this? Looks like... I don't know how to explain this, but this looks like a Battle Pass character. I don't know how else to describe this. Now, I know I just ranted about some old iconic characters, talking about some good old days type shit, which begs the question, am I just unk? Is this just nostalgia? No. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit, but it's not blind nostalgia. It may be influencing my opinion, but it's not the only thing driving this. Some companies find one archetype in gaming and just never change it forever, like I'm talking to you, Ubisoft. Others created something pretty unique, like the Nemesis system, and then just locked it in a patent jail. And now Warner Brothers is getting bought out by Netflix, and I'm wondering, are we going to get the Nemesis system back? Is this still locked in patent jail? What's going on? Okay, I want to take some time to talk about the state of horror movies. I watched a lot this year, so I really want to talk about it. If you're not a big fan of horror, I don't care, so you can't tell me what to do, but you can skip to this timestamp, I guess. Now, I was a really big fan of the first couple Conjuring and Insidious movies. I loved them. But it's reaching Fast and Furious levels. And 28 years later came out. I got pretty excited about that. I really liked the first one. The first one was an awesome movie. This one, it wasn't bad. It just felt like they just kind of threw the name on a zombie movie to maybe sell tickets. I don't know. What else do we have? Final Destination. There was a new Final Destination movie. I can't lie. Final Destination, it does its job. I ain't got no problems with you, big dog. The Long Walk was pretty good, but obviously it was a Stephen King book. It was an awesome fucking book. It's gonna make a pretty good movie. Classic book was better than the movie, but still not bad. I refuse to watch this. I loved the game. Do not get me wrong. Me and my roommates stayed up all night playing this game during COVID. It was awesome. I loved this game. I'm never watching this. Who was this made for? Now, this is the main reason why I wanted to talk about horror movies. The new IP department of horror, low-key got some fire weapons. Like, that one was so weird. Like, just a bunch of kids just fucking booking it down the street. That shit fucking killed me. Plus, the writer got some inspiration from Magnolia and Prisoners. Like, if you're gonna get inspiration from anywhere, those are some pretty fucking heavy hitters. Come on. Companion takes the story from the opposite side of what I feel like we're used to viewing. Also, like, AI sex doll wipes. Like, come on, could this have come out at a better time than 2025? This is, like, perfect for right now. Plus, Smile 1 and 2, those were totally good new IPs. And those crowds, everyone, the marketing of the crowds just smiling at the camera, love it or hate it, that was good marketing. It worked. You heard about it. Sinners was a really big one. If you somehow haven't seen that movie and you don't know anything about it, just watch the movie. Don't look up anything about it. That's how I watched it in theaters when it first came out. What the fuck? I had no idea it was going to be about that. You have to just not look up anything and just go watch it. Together is a nice little, like, cute core horror movie. It's a good mix between, like, a romance and horror, if that's your thing. It's a great movie for that. The Substance, come on, we're tackling issues like aging, beauty standards, and self-reflection. I don't think I was the target audience of this movie, and it still caught me off guard. I think it's pretty fucking good. Good Boy. Wait, do not take that out of context. Don't clip that. What the fuck am I doing? I'm recording this. I'm not live. I'm doing this in front of a camera in my room. This feels stupid. Anyway, but honestly though, this is the kind of media we need to be supporting. Like, all of these, but especially this Good Boy movie. This is just a really good one. In the outro, in the credits, they showed a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. It's just people recording in their house. It's like the perfect type of new IPs to support. Plus, who doesn't love dogs? If you get this, you're real. You're real if you get this. Let's talk about some music. What do you think? There are definitely some new artists that I would definitely recommend listening to if you haven't. Fleshwater, A Sky So Black, Dev Stacks, Hail the Sun, Love Letter is really good. I'm gonna say it. Olivia Rodrigo, I'm gonna say it. I loved playing Vampire in Fortnite Festival. Sue me. It was fucking awesome. Edward Skeletrix and Flying Fish. Flying Fish blew up this year. Good for him. And She's Green and Pale Skin. Those are some good recommendations for some bands that definitely deserve some love. Arctic Monkeys, please make a new album. The beautiful progression of your album so far has been it's put me in awe. Like, every album feels so different than the last. And I've been listening to The Car for the past 3 years on repeat, so I would love something new. I feel like we need another obscure CD to be found in a music shop and then posted on 4chan, and then the band comes back and blows up. And speaking of CDs, we are so back to collecting physical media, guys. At this point, I'm getting sick and tired of supporting Spotify. I'm so ready to just drop that shit, just in case. Also, just in case, like, the world ends or Spotify gets, like, fully narked out. Like, just in case you guys want to see a couple of them, I'll throw a couple off. Come on. That's a banger. Boom! Boom! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Phil Collins snipe at the thrift store. Now we're talking. My God, Bradley. Rest in peace. Ear. Poof. Yeah, I had to restart my collection because I don't have any of the CDs from my childhood, and Spotify is pushing me towards thoughts of terrorism. New games. This one's tough because I did enjoy it when it came out, and it feels like they were on the right path, but the maps just weren't doing it for me. Like, it feels like they had a good idea with all the different regions they used and the maps themselves, like the areas, but they just didn't feel like they had any character. Like, the whole point of the Battlefield maps, they have so much character, everything's destructible. I just didn't really feel it. There was no Battlefield 4, there was no Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3 feeling to it. I'm proud to say I'm officially 5 titles sober of Call of Duty. I haven't played since, that's right, Cold War, which honestly wasn't the worst Call of Duty, I don't think. You could feel them slipping. They were slipping for sure. I still go back to Black Ops 3 just to mod some zombies, and I still snipe on Black Ops 2 every once in a while. But other than that, I'm officially clean of Call of Duty. Unfortunately, I have a very similar situation with Assassin's Creed. I haven't played any of those in so long, and now they decide to go to Japan. We've been asking for Japan for years, and now that nobody plays their games anymore and they've fallen off, now they go to Japan. At least we get to go to Japan in this one, though. This one should be tight. Speaking of Japan, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to play it for another like 4 years till whenever they decide to put it on PC. I don't have a PS5. Now, Hades and Hollow Knight, those are great examples of these small titles that deliver, and it shows. Look at the numbers. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is really funny because it's just a great example of they were so scared to touch it. They didn't change a single thing about the game. They just updated the textures and put it back out there. So if that's your thing, you get to replay it with better textures and a little bit better gameplay, but it's the same thing. Great game. No shit on it at all. It's a fucking awesome game, but yeah, you get what you get. These are some more small games that have been blowing up this year. Good for them. I'm glad they're able to blow up. They don't really hold me for very long, these type of games, but I did play them. And don't forget about this one. This just came out, and they were just like, hey, it's out today, by the way, if you guys just want to play it. Right as they were almost done with Sky Oblivion, which feels fucking kind of shitty. They gave the Sky Oblivion devs like free copies of the game, which is cool, I guess, but that does suck for them. But it was a really good remake. Like, I really did enjoy it. Now we got to talk about them new IPs, alright? Arc Raiders was the first one to get me off of this steamy pile of shit for the past like 3 years. It's the only thing that's gotten me off of it for more than like a couple hours. So I've been having a great time with it. I think it's kind of exactly what we needed, was a new extraction shooter, because the battle royales are just getting out of hand. I think if they keep working on it and keep dropping new stuff, and every season you get a new form of expedition and they keep adding new maps, I think there's a good chance this game will last. The game of the year is a new IP. That's fucking good news for everyone. I still haven't played it. I still need to play it, but yeah, I haven't played this one. In my defense, I don't play single player games very much anymore. When I do get the time to play some games, I'm playing online with the boys. I don't have a crazy amount of hours on this one, but it's fucking hilarious. It is kind of a classic, Chinese gacha game, but the amount of things they've put into this game for free, it shows, at the very least, it shows how much they know they're going to make off the gacha elements in it, because this thing has more gameplay and more elements than most of the AAA titles that have come out this year. Rematch, I thought this was going to be so cold. I thought this was going to be sick. I played it once when it came out. I played the beta. I was like, this is going to be the best game ever. I talked my friends into getting it, and we played it once, and I won't lie, we never went back. We never went back. Split Fiction, this was the latest of those co-op games that this dev team makes. My girl and I played it. We had a lot of fun on it. The story was kind of laughable at times, but it is about AI taking people's stories and ideas and using them to make money without their permission, which makes sense right now. No, I didn't play any Nintendo games this year. I will not be getting the Switch 2. Fuck the Switch 2. Sure, I didn't get sucked into many new titles this year, but at least we got some new toys. No, for real though, I'm getting the Steam frame the day it comes out. I already sold the CS skins for it. We got it. We're ready. Hey, remind me. Now, let's break down some of the actual reasons for this lost media of new IPs, if it actually is, unless I'm just nostalgic. The issue is most of the companies that made these large IPs in the first place are now large companies, which means they have to make the shareholders happy. They can't go through everything it takes to make a new IP, millions of dollars, just for the chance for it to make jack dick in return. Not to mention, new IPs, they're familiar, which means they have a base audience, they have a base amount of money that it should make, that it shouldn't fall beneath a certain amount. They have basically a bare minimum of sales that it should make. The last main issue is definitely time restraints. You know, you have these shareholders and these managements that are breathing down your neck the entire time you're working. You don't really have the time to create a whole new IP. It'd be a lot easier to just rip off an old story and just copy and paste it into a new story. Basically, you might as well pick a known IP that you know will perform well, especially if you're a large company. That means you actually have something to lose if it doesn't work out. Pretty much companies are broke pussies now, but so are the rest of us. It begs the question, how do we fix this? Well, we can't fully fix this unless any of you own a AAA studio or Warner Brothers. I'm looking at you, Netflix. Now, I'm not saying there's no new IPs. I'm rather making this video as a call to action on the consumer side. We all need to support smaller projects. Go see new movies you haven't heard of. Support indie devs. And most of all, stop buying Call of Duty, people. Stop buying games like Call of Duty and 2K. Look, I know this isn't going to be an easy problem to solve, but that doesn't mean we should stop trying to find something new. Find a new piece of media that reminds you we don't have to put up with this copy-paste bullshit.